Friends and family return to Salem to bid farewell to Doug Williams. The town of Salem comes together to mourn the loss of a beloved figure, Doug Williams, played by Bill Hayes. As his devoted wife Julie, Susan Seaforth Hayes, struggles to cope with his passing, the community rallies around her, offering comfort and support. Among those returning are cherished friends and estranged family members, setting the stage for heartfelt reunions, emotional memories, and revelations. Julie's grief and unwavering love. Julie is overwhelmed by Doug's loss, her world shaken by the absence of her lifelong partner. Her plans to create a beautiful commemoration reflect their storied love and the legacy Doug left behind. However, as she sits in quiet contemplation one evening, she notices a shadow outside her window. Startled, she discovers it is none other than her brother, Stephen Olson, portrayed by Stephen Schnetzer, who has returned to Salem after decades away. Stephen's reappearance adds a layer of complexity to Julie's mourning. Absent since the late 1970s, his decision to come home reflects the profound impact Doug had on everyone who knew him. Stephen's visit to Horton Town Square becomes a poignant moment as he recalls fond memories of their grandparents, Tom, MacDonald Carey, and Alice Horton, Frances Reed, whose legacy remains a cornerstone of the community. Stephen's reflections beg the question, what has kept him away for so long, and what stories will he bring back to Salem? Hope returns to honor her father. Adding to the emotional depth of the occasion, Hope Williams Brady, Christian Alfonso, makes her way back to Salem to bid farewell to her father. While Hope has been estranged from the town in recent years, Doug's death draws her home, reminding everyone of the enduring bonds of family. Her return also sparks curiosity about the relationship between her and Stephen Olson. Though their shared history has never been explored on screen, this moment of grief may provide an opportunity for long-awaited connections. Marlena welcomes Liz back to Salem. The return of Liz Chandler, Gloria Loring, is another highlight of this bittersweet reunion. Liz, once a singer at Doug's place on the lake, brings a unique perspective to Doug's legacy. Her ties to the community run deep, though her past is riddled with complications, including an affair with Marlena's first husband, Don Craig, Jed Allen, and a tumultuous marriage to Tony DiMera, Theo Panglis. Despite these complexities, Liz's relationship with Marlena, Deidre Hall, evolved into a genuine friendship. As Liz reconnects with the town, she encounters Marie Horton, Marie Cheatham, Tom and Alice's youngest daughter. The tension between the two women lingers from past rivalries, particularly when Liz's feelings for Neil Curtis, Joe Gallison, led to a dramatic confrontation that left Marie temporarily paralyzed. These unresolved issues add a layer of drama to an already emotional occasion. Marie Horton and Maggie catch up. Marie Horton's presence in Salem is a rare but welcome event. Her last significant appearance was during Alice Horton's memorial in 2010. This return allows for meaningful interactions with Maggie, Suzanne Rogers, another stalwart of the Horton family. As they reminisce, they reflect on the challenges they've faced and the strength of their enduring friendship. Marie's ties to the next generation of Salemites, including her grandson Nick Fallon, Blake Barris, who met a tragic end, bring additional layers of family history into the conversation. These memories highlight the interconnectedness of Salem's residents, past and present. The community gathers to celebrate Doug's legacy. Doug Williams's impact on Salem extends beyond his family. As friends, colleagues, and neighbors come together, the event becomes a celebration of his life rather than just a farewell. The stories shared reveal Doug's generosity, humor, and unwavering dedication to those he loved. From his days running Doug's Place to his countless acts of kindness, Doug's legacy is one of unity and resilience. Uncovering hidden stories. The return of so many familiar faces creates opportunities for new storylines and the resolution of old ones. Stephen Olson's long absence raises questions about his life away from Salem. Hope's re-entry could lead to reconciliations or new challenges, especially as she processes her grief alongside her extended family. Liz's interactions with her former rivals and friends provide both closure and intrigue, while Marie's reflections may inspire future generations of Hortons. A tribute to an iconic couple. As Julie finalizes the details of Doug's commemoration, she finds solace in the outpouring of love and support. The gathering becomes not only a tribute to Doug but also a testament to the enduring strength of their partnership. Julie's determination to honor Doug in a manner befitting his remarkable life serves as a reminder of the power of love and community. Salem's farewell to Doug Williams is a moment of collective grief and celebration, bringing together the past and present in a heartfelt tribute. While the loss is profound, the gathering underscores the enduring connections that define this close-knit community, ensuring that Doug's legacy will live on in the hearts of those he touched. Friends and family return to Salem to express farewell to Doug. As Julie, Susan Seaforth Hayes, grieves the terrible passing of Doug, Bill Hayes, loved ones assemble around her to offer their help as she designs a wonderful commemoration for her dearest spouse. Julie is dazed when she finds somebody at her window and finds that it is her sibling, Stephen Olson, played by a different universe alum Steven Schnetzer. Love General Emergency Clinic, B&B, days or different cleansers? Join the discussion on our SC sheets. Click here to interface with fans and jump into conversations now. Stephen hasn't been found in Salem since the last part of the 1970s. However, when he heard the report about Doug, he realized he must be there. Stephen likewise visits Horton Town Square where he recollects his grandparents, Tom, MacDonald Carey, and Alice Horton, Frances Reed. We have never seen scenes with Trust and her relative, and it appears as though this present time may be the opportunity as Trust additionally flies back to Salem to express farewell to her dad. Will we realize what Stephen has been doing such a long time? More lifelong companions. Marlena invites Liz back to Salem, picture source, JPI Studios. Marlena invites Liz back to Salem, picture source, JPI Studios. Marlena invites Liz Chandler, Gloria Loring, back to Salem after almost 40 years. At one time, Liz was a vocalist at Doug's Put on the Lake, which her significant other, Neil, Joe Gallison, later purchased and renamed Blondies. While Liz and Marlena, Deidre Lobby, in the end turned out to be dear companions, Liz engaged in extramarital relations with Marlena's most memorable spouse, were Craig, Jed Allen. Liz had additionally been hitched to Tony DiMera, Theo Panglis, before she at any point showed up in Salem. Liz will likewise run into Marie Horton, Marie Cheatham, Tom and Alice's most youthful youngster. Marie was visiting the area for Alice Horton's remembrance in 2010 yet has not been seen since. Liz and Marie are old reticent adversaries from some time in the past when Marie wedded Neil while Liz was still enamored with him. Afterward, Liz inadvertently shot Marie when she assumed she was a gatecrasher, leaving Marie briefly deadened. Marie was additionally the grandma of Scratch Fallon, who Gabby, then, at that point, played by Camila Bannis, went to prison for killing and who seemed to be Everett Lynch/Bobby Stein, Blake Barris. Marie and Maggie, Suzanne Rogers, will get together and get up to speed with bygone eras. It was basically impossible that any of these previous Salemites would botch the chance to loan their backing to Julie and express farewell to an incredible man like Doug Williams. Eli spills shockers, Marlena's special guest, Belle and Shawn's reunion. A Salem farewell to Doug Williams. In the heart of Salem, a city brimming with history and intertwined lives, the news of Doug Williams, Bill Hayes, passing sent ripples of sadness and reflection. His enduring love story with Julie Williams, Susan Seaforth Hayes, was one for the ages, and now, Salemites past and present gathered to pay tribute to a man who had touched countless lives. This poignant moment became an opportunity for reconciliations, secrets to emerge, and old flames to flicker once more. Marie Horton returns to Salem. Maggie Kyriakis, Suzanne Rogers, couldn't help but smile through her tears when she spotted Marie Horton, Marie Cheatham, in Horton Town Square. It had been years since Marie last visited Salem, but she'd been compelled to return upon hearing the devastating news about Doug. "I couldn't stay away," Marie admitted, her voice tinged with sorrow. Doug was such a pivotal part of this family, he'll be missed dearly. Marie and Maggie reminisced about their shared memories, reflecting on how much Salem had changed over the years while some things, like the enduring strength of the Horton family, remained the same. Their conversations soon turned to the gathering of familiar faces, each returning to honor Doug in their own way. Liz Chandler's surprise visit. Elsewhere in Salem, Marlena Evans, Deidre Hall, was taken aback when she heard a knock at her front door and found none other than Liz Chandler, Gloria Loring, standing on her porch. Liz had been a part of Salem's musical history, once enchanting audiences at Doug's place with her singing. "Liz! I can't believe it's you," Marlena exclaimed, pulling her into an embrace. Although the two women had their share of conflicts in the past, especially regarding Marlena's first husband, Don Craig, Jed Allen, time had softened old wounds. They settled into Marlena's cozy living room, where Liz recounted her life away from Salem. Marlena listened intently, marveling at the unexpected reunion. "It's incredible to see you again, Liz," Marlena said. Doug would have loved knowing how many people he brought together, even in his absence. But as Liz prepared to pay her respects, she found herself face to face with an old adversary, Marie Horton. Their complicated history, rooted in a love triangle with Neil Curtis, Joe Gallison, resurfaced in sharp words. "Some things never change, do they, Marie?" Liz quipped, arms crossed. "No, but perhaps we should," Marie countered, her expression softening as they both acknowledged the solemnity of the occasion. Tensions eased, and the two women ultimately agreed to let bygones be bygones, at least for the time being. Eli's shocking stories. Meanwhile, at Paulina Price's, Jackie Harry, apartment, Eli Grant, Lamont Archie, regaled his wife, Lonnie, Sal Stowers, along with Paulina and Abe Carver, James Reynolds, with tales of Doug's younger days. Although Doug had become a pillar of the community, his beginnings as a charming con man provided plenty of amusing anecdotes. "You wouldn't believe the schemes he used to pull," Eli said with a laugh, raising his glass in a toast. "But he had a heart of gold beneath it all." The group shared a heartfelt moment, reflecting on Doug's transformation from a rogue to a devoted husband, father, and grandfather. Even in his absence, Doug's legacy brought joy and laughter to those who remembered him. The Johnsons and Devereaux remember Doug. At Brady's Pub, Steve Johnson, Stephen Nichols, and Kayla Johnson, Mary Beth Evans, joined Jack Devereaux, Matthew Ashford, and Roman Brady, Josh Taylor, for their own tribute to Doug. Over drinks, they swapped stories about Doug's larger-than-life personality and his impact on the Horton family. "He always had a way of making people feel special," Kayla said, her eyes misty with emotion. "And he never let you forget where you stood with him," Steve added with a chuckle. "Straight shooter, that one." The camaraderie among the group underscored the depth of connections in Salem, a town where bonds ran deep and even the most distant acquaintances felt like family. Stephen Olson's surprising arrival. Back at the Horton house, Julie Williams was startled when her brother, Stephen Olson, Stephen Schnetzer, appeared at the window instead of the front door. It had been decades since Stephen was last in Salem, but he'd come back to support his sister during this heartbreaking time. "Stephen!" Julie exclaimed, rushing to embrace him. "I can't believe you're here." Stephen's return sparked a wave of nostalgia as he and Julie reminisced about their childhood and the family's history. For Julie, having her brother by her side was a comfort she hadn't realized she needed. Belle and Shawn's bittersweet reunion. At Marlena's townhouse, Belle Black, Martha Madison, had just arrived when she heard a knock at the door. Opening it, she found Shawn Brady, Brandon Beamer, standing on the other side. Despite their recent struggles, Belle welcomed Shawn with a tentative smile. "I wasn't sure if you'd come," she admitted softly. "I wouldn't miss this," Shawn replied. As the two navigated the awkwardness of their reunion, they found common ground in their shared grief and memories of Doug. The emotional weight of the moment brought them closer, hinting at the possibility of a renewed connection. Family reunions across Salem. Elsewhere, Shawn's sister Sierra Brady Weston, Victoria Conifal, and her husband, Ben Weston, Robert Scott Wilson, joined Lucas Horton, Brian DeTillo, and Jennifer Horton Devereaux, Melissa Reeves, for an intimate gathering. The foursome reflected on Doug's unwavering support for the Horton family and the lessons he'd imparted over the years. Doug always believed in love and second chances, Jennifer said, her voice thick with emotion. He'd want us to carry that forward. The funeral, a celebration of 15,000 episodes. As the residents of Salem gathered for Doug's funeral, the church was filled with familiar faces, each with their own stories to share. Marlena delivered a moving eulogy, highlighting Doug's unwavering love for Julie and his commitment to family. Doug was the kind of man who made you believe in the best of humanity, Marlena said. He wasn't perfect, but he was perfectly devoted to those he loved. The service became a testament to Doug's legacy, not just as a man but as a symbol of resilience and love. As the gathering concluded, Julie found solace in the presence of her loved ones, knowing Doug's spirit would forever remain a part of Salem. Days of Our Lives, DOL, spoilers for Monday, December 2nd revealed that Maggie Kyriakis, Suzanne Rogers, will discover a wonderful sight in the town square, where she will run into Marie Horton, Marie Cheatham, and have a catch-up session. Eli spills the beans about Marlena's special guest, Belle and Shawn's reunion. It's clear that Marie hasn't visited Salem in a while, but she'll confess that when she learned of Doug Williams, Bill Hayes' death, she couldn't help but return. Marie had to come pay her respects and give her sympathies as soon as she received updates on that tragic news. Gloria Loring's character Liz Chandler will also return to town and surprise Deidre Hall's character Marlena Evans at her front door. Despite their prior disagreements, Marlena and Liz are now friends and will look forward to seeing one another again. However, when Liz and Marie have their own encounter, their rivalry could still be vivid in their memories. Although some insults may be flung and old grievances may be rehashed, Marie and Liz will settle down in time for Doug's next service. According to teasers for days, Eli Grant, Lamont Archie, Paulina Price, Jackie Harry, Lonnie Grant, Sal Stowers, and Abe Carver, James Reynolds, will toast to an incredible person while remembering Doug. Naturally, that does not imply that Doug was flawless. Eli will lighten up an otherwise gloomy day by sharing some crazy anecdotes with Lonnie about Doug's beginnings as a scammer. Steve Johnson, Stephen Nichols, and Kayla Johnson, Mary Beth Evans, will also reflect on Doug's life at the bar. As they honor Doug, look for Steve, Kayla, Jack Devereaux, Matthew Ashford, and Roman Brady, Josh Taylor, to have a few drinks. Stephen Schnetzer's character, Stephen Olson, will then surprise Julie Williams, Susan Seaforth Hayes, on Monday's DOL episode by showing up at a Horton home window rather than at her door. According to Day's teasers, Julie will reunite with Stephen before Doug's burial and will be overcome by her brother's reappearance. She will return to Marlena's home with Belle Black, Martha Madison, and she will eventually let Shawn Brady, Brandon Beamer, in. Belle will still want to offer Shawn some affection during a trying period, even though their attempts to keep their marriage together have failed. According to our day's forecasts, Shawn and Brady's conversation will include some awkward yet heartwarming moments. There will be several family reunions taking place across the area as Shawn and Sierra Brady Weston, Victoria Conifal, also spend time with Lucas Horton, Brian DeTillo, and Jennifer Horton Devereaux, Melissa Reeves. According to teasers for Days of Our Lives, Doug's funeral will formally begin shortly when the soap opera marks 15,000 episodes. Stay tuned.